It's also permissive for our hippocampus to encode new memories and for a bunch of other brain areas to do their thing, so to speak. So knowing these mechanisms is actually worthwhile. If you've ever heard that exercise can give you energy, this is the basis of that statement. Right? Many people, in fact, myself for many years thought, okay, I definitely have to sleep well in order to have energy and focus. That's absolutely true. Still true, will always be true. I should maybe have some caffeine, be hydrated, well-nourished, all this stuff in order to have the energy to exercise. But it's also true that exercise gives us energy, and this is how it gives us energy. When we move our body, the adrenals release adrenaline, and the adrenaline acts through two different so-called parallel pathways within the body, but again, it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, so then there's a series of what we call signaling relays or circuit relays up to the locus ceruleus, and then a sort of analog. It's different, but an analog to epinephrine, norepinephrine, is released within the brain, and lo and behold, we have elevated levels of both bodily energy and brain energy and focus that we can devote to that exercise, but also to the learning that comes after that exercise, which explains pretty much everything that we've talked about up until now during the course of this podcast. So the next time you're feeling a little tired and you don't want to work out, remember, exercise gives you energy through the pathways that I just described. You have plenty of adrenaline in your adrenals that you can deploy through movement, through exercise, to get the elevation and arousal, attention, and so forth that we've been talking about. In fact, there's a set of biological pathways that were just recently discovered that will allow you to understand how to use movement in order to engage your adrenals so that then those adrenals can release adrenaline, impact your vagus, impact the organs of your body, the locus ceruleus, and elevate your levels of attention and focus. So what this means in the practical sense is if you are feeling sluggish, you want energy, or you're simply exercising both for bodily effects and for brain effects, you need the deployment of adrenaline, of epinephrine. You need the deployment of norepinephrine in the brain. And by the way, anytime you have a deployment of norepinephrine in the brain, almost always there's a coordinated action of release of dopamine, which most people have heard of by now. Dopamine is involved in motivation as well as movement, etc. So the simple takeaway here is if you want to get the arousal that comes from exercise in order to use that arousal, to leverage it towards better cognition, brain health, etc., the key thing is to make sure that you're doing exercises that are compound exercises. So that these would be the movements. You can look these up, just say compound exercises. You can put that anywhere and you'll see that that includes things like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, dips, pull-ups, rows. And yes, of course, you want to train your whole body so that you have, symmetry of function, of strength, and you want to offset any injuries and things of that sort, or aesthetic reasons, perhaps.